Hello and welcome to a game between LiquidTLO and DuckLoadRa. This is game number 2, so if you haven't seen game number 1, check it out. LiquidTLO will be playing as the blue Terran player at the upper left hand corner, and DuckLoadRa will be playing as the red Protoss player at the lower right hand corner. This is GG Face, and the map is going to be Shakuras Plateau. It appears that both players are going to be building barracks and gateways simultaneously, and at this time LiquidTLO is going to get his scout going, whereas DuckLoadRa not so much, is not going to scout his opponent just yet. He is going to open the simulator, and about the same time the refinery is going to go up as well. As I've mentioned before, I think some of you guys play World of Warcraft, and if you play on Cal, Thursar, or K, and then something, and then T, and then something, and yeah, if you play on that server, let me know, because if you want to play together, that would be cool and stuffs. And at this moment, there's going to be the second SCV coming out, possibly making something happen on the side there. He is just scouting, it appears. He is going to check the side. This is a very common place for you to put down a hidden pylon, and it appears that LiquidTLO is going to be scouting the wrong direction. Let's see what he does with the SCV after he scouts it, and no, he is just going to go back. The reason he scouts this position is because he could easily put a pylon down here and then reinforce his units from this position, so that would be a good place to scout if you're playing against a Protoss player. And of course, LiquidTLO is going to get inside the base of his opponent, DuckLoadRa. DuckLoadRa does have one Zealot already on the way, and Chrono Boost is being spent on the Nexus. And in the meantime, it appears that DuckLoadRa is going to be just as not lucky as LiquidTLO, as he's not going to be finding the location of his opponent's base, and it appears that this SCV is going to start hitting the Nexus. Maybe that is the preemptive to a Nexus snipe that is going to come out very, very soon. And the warp gate tech is going to be researched the split second that the cyber core has finished. Meanwhile, inside the base of LiquidTLO, nothing is going on. His second marine, the first marine actually, the third marine, I cannot count, is coming out, and he is not building any structures just yet. This SCV might tell a different story, as he might be building something. Meanwhile, inside the base of his opponent, DuckLoadRa, he is going to have that Stalker out momentarily, and SCV is going to be dancing back and forth. He's waiting for that 400 mineral, the magical number, to expand, and it appears that he will do just that. He does have 4 Marines into an expansion along with the Tech Lab. That is what's going on for LiquidTLO, and the Stalker does not come out quick enough for that SCV, so he will be able to escape. And of course, the Stalker is going to give chase to that SCV, wanting to pick it out, because sometimes players do like to leave it in the middle, and it appears that this one probe does see that one SCV. He does see it, so he does have vision of it. He might think about sniping it, and there is going to be a robotics facility being opened inside the base of DuckLoadRa. More and more probes. This is a very nice saturation of probes inside the base. And LiquidTLO does not have a second gas, and DuckLoadRa already has a second gas. And what the Stalker is doing here is trying to lower the HP of his opponent, and he should not engage. Oh, that might have not been a good choice, and the Marines do snipe it down. The reason why LiquidTLO is holding at the top of the ramp is because the Stalker will not be able to see him, and every single time the Stalker chooses to engage, the Marines will be able to get 1 or 2 free volleys of shots off it without taking any damage. That's what happened there, and I think DuckLoadRa lost the Stalker unnecessarily. I think he only managed to take out 1 Marine, which is not a good trade at all for the amount of minerals and gas. And look, DuckLoadRa is going to put it at the high ground instead of at the low ground, so he will be able to reinforce it if he wants. And the unit counting station does show 29 against 37. And he does scan. He will see that his opponent has gone an expansion, but he does not see the robotics facility or the additional gateways that is going down at the moment. And of course, once again, DuckLoadRa does not have vision of his opponent's base. He is going to be sending that observer over to his opponent's base momentarily, as his opponent is making more Marines, and he's also getting the combat shield upgrade along with the stim pack. It is really, really good to get the upgrades for your units, especially infantry units, because they're so important for them, and they're really, really cheap, and they are all game long, will help you out. And there's going to be a starboard coming out for LiquidTLO, as he's also going to be making some Hellions. Hellions are great against light units, especially sentries as well as Zealots, which was what his scan showed. And in the meantime, there are some gateways being turned into warp gates. There is only 1 pylon here. I always like to have 1 or 2 pylons together, because then if you reinforce and they kill off your pylon, you won't be able to reinforce anymore, because it actually takes a few seconds for your units to warp in. The income tab will show that both players are about even, slight advantage for either player depending on when the Mule was called down by the Terran player, and LiquidTLO is going to cement his base here, and the starport is going to start building some of those medevacs. And ooh, he did catch a glimpse of that starport, and he does see that there's 2 tech labs attached to 2 of those barracks, and there's no add-ons on the factory. Army count is going to be at 53 and 59. The unit counting station does show a lot of Marines, only 1 Hellion versus a nice mix of units, about 333, but about 332 actually, 2 sentries, 3 stalkers and 3 zealots. Additional pylons being warped in there as if he read my mind, and he's going to go in for a push. This is a blind push, somewhat of a blind push. He is coming in, and he is going to disengage because those Marines can pretty much micro as much as they want, and good cut off there, and good pickup by the medevac, preventing the force fields from doing too much. But the force field is actually a more of a defensive position and not so much for offense. More and more zealots being warped in. The upgrades are going to be 0-0 at the moment. The Marines do have their plus 10 HP upgrade, and the medevac might be going in for a drop here. There's going to be the first Colossus coming out, and there is no upgrade for the Colossus yet, I believe. And of course, the Colossus can walk up cliffs, and he is going to not walk up that cliff. Can he walk up that cliff? I think he can walk up that cliff. And that was just a side conversation. I do apologize. Some zealots are being warped in on the side. There's a medevac coming in here for LiquidTLO, and the base is unguarded, but there is a robotics bay. If we take a look at his vision, he does not see the robotics bay or the robotics facility. He might not know there is a Colossus coming. You can keep track of the drop at the lower right hand corner, and DuckLoadRa is going to push in here. He is going to build another command center. That's 400 minerals he does not have. He is going in here, and SCVs are running away, and DuckLoadRa is going to come in here, and he puts a very good force field preventing some of those SCVs from running away. Zealots are rushing to the ramp, killing off a lot of these SCVs. SCVs are going down left and right. At the same time, there's a drop inside the base. Very, very good force field there. Ooh, he actually let some of those SCVs go that time, but he is going to take down the starport. That is a curious decision. He should probably go in and ooh, and LiquidTLO does GG, realizing he doesn't have enough army to deal with this. Someone asked me to do some filler at the back. Maybe I'll add some at the end of this video. Hope to see you guys at game number 3. Blah blah blah. Subscribe. Thanks for watching. You are my fire, the one desire. Believe when I say click subscribe right now. This is just filler because don't wanna spoil it. The game, that's Starcraft. Please subscribe. Gonna go play World of Warcraft. Whee!